Welcome back to Molt Media, everyone. Hope you are all having a fantastic day out there. Today, we've got another stellar video for you today, no pun intended, but we're going to hit you with some informative, truthful content, like always. Now, it seems odd that it is so hard, isn't it? It's so hard to find truthful content out there anymore, especially in the mass media. But we are going to talk about specifically the XLM coin and what the ecosystem within Stellar is doing right now as we see bank runs, as we see Citibank, JP Morgan overwhelmed with requests after the SVB collapse. And so, yes, we are starting to see local and regional banks. Funds are coming into the big dominant banks such as JP Morgan and Citibank. And it makes you wonder, right? How far is this going to go? Not one, but also what is the solution here? If the banking system is falling apart, starting to crumble, regardless of what they actually are telling us, then what is the solution here? Could it be blockchain technology, digital assets? Stellar Development Foundation, I wanted to give a shout out to Ashif Harari, and I really hope I did not butcher that name, but of MoonPay to Board of Directors, now on Stellar Development Foundation's board of directors. This guy has been in the industry for a long time, 30 years of experience in financial technology, was once the president and COO of Coinbase, so has definitely been around the block. Just was appointed recently. This came out March 9th. I wanted to give a shout out to him. Now, Project Hamilton. For those of you who do not know about this project, please read up on it, do your research, understand what the Federal Reserve and Bank of Boston is doing here. Project Hamilton, and this is by the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and Massachusetts Institution of Technology Digital Currency Initiative, right? Started just a little over a year ago, and MIT has really been on the cutting edge of this. And so recently I have heard some rumors that Algo could be the chosen one as far as who hosts the digital dollar. And now I do hold Algo, full disclosure. I absolutely love Algo. I believe that Algo as a organization has a very bright future. But if I were to pick or say who is going to work closely with the digital dollar and the Federal Reserve, I would have to say Stellar. And why is that? Well, that is by digging extremely deep and understanding the type of individuals that Danielle Dixon has been talking to consistently for a long time. Here we see this was May 27th, 2021, and this name right here, Jim Kunha, remember that name. Who is he? Who is that? Jim Kunha is the Senior Vice President of Secure Payments and FinTech, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, and head of U.S. Federal Reserve Cbdc project with MIT. Now, I have pointed this out in the past because this is extremely important to understand the relationship that Danielle Dixon has with these folks over at MIT and the Federal Reserve. It is extremely tight, and they have went to bat with Stellar on blockchain technology. And we know that Danielle Dixon has sat down with Senate, Congress, and other regulators to discuss the benefits of blockchain technology. I believe Stellar, now this is speculation, but I will say, in my personal opinion, if anyone is to take on the digital dollar and be the host for the CBDC, so we understand CBDC is not necessarily something we want, but it may be something that we can't prevent. We want it to be hosted by Stellar. And you said, what about the XLM coin? How does that benefit the XLM coin? You have to understand the basics of the Stellar blockchain. Whenever Stellar blockchain is being utilized, whenever it is implemented, there is XLM being used as well. When we're talking about trillions, potentially quadrillions in value, that adds up greatly, and that's when institutions will come in and say, hey, this blockchain technology hosting the CBDC for the North American continent is probably a pretty safe bet to get in, and that's when we see institutions come in a large way. Crypto payment specialist Stellar bridges fiat and stable coins to Polkadot. This is absolutely massive news. The spacewalk bridge built by recent parachain winner Pendulum is focused on connecting DeFi to Forex markets. We get into it a little bit deeper. It says cryptocurrency payments specialist Stellar is linking Polkadot and its sister network Kusama via the newly built Spacewalk Bridge, a move that will connect the two blockchain ecosystems with Stellar fiat on-ramps around the world. And this is what I say when I take a look at Stellar and I take a look at Ripple as well and think to myself, these ecosystems are literally gobbling up the entire market, and they are making all the right partnerships and moves right now as we build out the new financial system. This is absolutely massive. I'll leave this in the description as well so you can go forth and do your due diligence and read through this. But here's a direct quote. It says Stellar has a great implementation of stable coins as well as on-ramps and off-ramps in different countries for different kinds of fiat currencies. That's what they really like. I don't think you'll find, listen to this, I don't think you'll find any other network that has so many different fiat currencies tokenized on the platform. And we see that where they are working literally all over the world with so many different countries. And I really love that they pointed this out. Basically, every MoneyGram agent in the world is an access point to Stellar Network. This is why I say I think MoneyGram is almost becoming the new bank of the world. I understand that's a big statement, but when you take a look at it, there's over 300,000 locations worldwide. So this allows users to off-ramp their Stellar assets to actual cash in those 300 locations. This is absolutely massive, and this is what helps the unbanked and underbanked individuals all over the world, and there is a lot out there. So lastly, I wanted to point this out. More than 300 banks, this is what some people forget, are connected with Stellar, and financial services provided throughout 45 countries, and they use what? XLM for settlement. Like the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, Santander, are two banks that utilize the token for this purpose, with others in Brazil, Singapore, and India. This is heating up in a big way as we see Swift ISO 20022 about to pop off for these coins very, very shortly. I want to give a shout out to anyone and everyone that has been clicking the like button to help get our voice out there. It really helps get XLM content out there, because I believe this is a sleeper. XLM, the Stellar coin, has been a sleeper for a long time, and I believe that when the new financial system is completed, this will be the one in the front of the pack. This will be the big dog on the porch. That's all I got for you for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video.